Happening now, police have launched charges against a man accused of equipment theft from a local fire department. And we're finally hearing from New York's governor about efforts to reform bail reform in the Empire State. Plus, the push underway in Jamestown to hear directly from residents about housing concerns.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Our latest local news is coming up, but first, let's get a check of our weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter standing by with that. And the story a little different today, Dakota. Not so much sunshine out there.
Yeah, that's right. We don't have as much sunshine as we did yesterday, but it is a bit breezy out there. The Skycam at the Chautauqua Lake Association is rocking and rolling. You can see it bouncing in the wind, and also the ice has melted on the lake as well, and also on Lake Erie as well. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, but you can see the clouds filling on in through the afternoon hours, so this is going to continue through the day. So I do think through the afternoon it's going to remain mainly cloudy for the afternoon hours. Now, yesterday we topped out at 54. We started the day at 32, 81, and 1 below zero are the records. So through the afternoon, a good amount of clouds. Some limited sun peaks will be possible, but look at this. This is pretty much what you're going to see today. 47 to 54. Now, we do have a shot of winter. Yes, winter on the way as we go through the weekend. We'll talk about what we know in that Ultimate Satellite Solutions 7-day forecast later on in the show. So don't go away, Justin.
Say it ain't so, Dakota, but we'll see you back in a bit. Thank you. A Cattaraugus County man is accused of stealing equipment from a local fire department. New York State Police responded to the East Randolph Fire Department for a report of a past tense burglary earlier this month. Following an investigation, it's alleged 54-year-old Michael Haves broke into the building and took 2 Motorola radios along with an antique fire extinguisher. He was placed under arrest and charged with third-degree burglary. After processing, police say he was released with an appearance ticket for the town of Randolph court. And a 44-year-old Silver Creek woman is facing arson charges after allegedly lighting someone else's clothing on fire last month. The Chautauqua County Sheriff's Office responded to Parkway Street in Silver Creek for a reported suspicious situation back on February 27th. Following an investigation, deputies accused Tricia Lockwood of throwing clothing out of the SUV. Furthermore, they say that Lockwood set much of that clothing on fire before disposing of that laundry in the street. Lockwood has since been charged with arson, criminal mischief, along with other alleged crimes. She was processed and released with an appearance ticket in that case. Well, while gas prices remain high across the region and nation, the price hike felt in recent weeks is starting to let up a little bit in our area. Across Chautauqua County, the average price for a gallon of gas dropped 4 cents in 1 week, with AAA reporting the price Tuesday at $4.33. As for Cattaraugus and Warren counties, the average price remains a bit higher at $4.31 and $4.39 respectively. Meanwhile, New York State's average dropped 13 cents since last Monday from $4.49 to $4.36, with the average price nationwide dropping 8 cents in 7 days from $4.32 to $4.24. Well, Chautauqua County leaders are seeking additional funding from the city of Jamestown to help boost a small business revitalization grant. Our Bronson Rasmussen has more on their plan and an update as to where the money is now.
Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce CEO Daniel Heitzenrader is working with Courtney Carlotto from the Small Business and Development Center at Jamestown Community College to partner with the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency to allocate a good chunk of American Rescue Plan Act funding to help small businesses.
We are providing small business grants, marketing grants, and culture grants to area small businesses with under 50 employees throughout the entire county.
Close to 100 businesses have signed up so far, with around 30 others on a wait list for the next round of applications. The businesses that have signed up so far range from those in large industrial sectors to small coffee shop.
Most of the requests are for website design or redesign, exterior signage, and a lot of social media ads as well as print ads.
The pair went to Jamestown City Council meeting last night, making their case to work with the Department of Development to receive more funds to support more businesses outside the American Rescue Plan Act money they already have.
We don't have enough funding to fund everyone, but we're definitely very hopeful that we'll get more funding to finish that. And obviously, the more businesses that are interested on a wait list helps us make a case for funding, and we're hopeful that we'll be able to, fund everyone that has that need.
There were so many applicants in the first round, the process had to be temporarily put on hold.
So many businesses were interested. Our website crashed on the first day, and unfortunately we did have to close the process after the first week, but we are hopeful that we are going to get more funding so more businesses can take advantage of these programs.
There are a total of 21 businesses in Jamestown that have signed up so far, including places like the Regilene Center for the Arts, Jamestown Mattress, and Biodome Project. Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
Bronson, thank you. For more on how you can apply, head over to their website. It's sbdcjcc.org. And several community walking tours are slated to get underway this weekend in the city of Jamestown. This as officials look to hear directly from residents about problems in the community. It's part of the annual action plan, which aims to provide funding through the Department of Housing and Urban Development to help address things like condemned properties. During the walks, Director of Development Crystal Sertic is asking residents to bring up any and all problems that impact their quality of life. While there are many walking tours scheduled, there will be other public meetings to help connect those who could not attend or even maybe physically walk along.
We really wanted to engage residents a bit more and meet them where they are. So we are inviting folks to take a walk with us. We'll map out a short route in each neighborhood, in each ward, and just have some real conversation along the way. Let them tell us what they want to talk about, and we'll talk to some things or speak to the annual action plan and requirements that we might have while we're developing that. And then hopefully we'll get some really great feedback and be able to develop some programs that are really meaningful.
The first walk in Ward 1 is set for this Saturday at Lillian Dixon Park starting at 10 in the morning or at the lobby of City Hall in the event of inclement weather. As WNY News Now continues, the latest in the push to reform New York's bail reform laws, we're now hearing from Governor Kathy Hochul about the process. And later, we're outlining new efforts to help nursing home workers here in the Empire State. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Home fires occur most often in winter. Keep anything that can catch fire at least 3 feet from heating equipment. And never use an oven to heat your home. Stay in the kitchen when frying, grilling, or broiling food. Turn space heaters off when you leave the room or go to bed. Make sure all vents are clear of snow and ice to allow carbon monoxide to vent outside. Have your furnace, heating system, and chimneys serviced each year by a qualified professional. Learn more at www.usfa.fema.gov.
Brought to you by the Chautauqua Safety Village and the Jamestown Fire Department.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Welcome to Honest John's Pizzeria, where you are the most important customer.
Everything from freshly made subs to the best of pizza and wings, Honest John's has it all.
And don't forget the ice cream!
Order online today or check out our 2 great locations with buffets ready for every appetite.
Don't I have the best job in the world?
Celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer with a day of fun activities for children in the Jamestown area. hosted by Collaborative Children's Solutions and the City of Jamestown. The first part of the day happens at Northwest Arena, where both kids and parents alike can learn about activities available to you. Later in the evening, finish out the night at the Tarp Skunk baseball game, along with a fireworks show at Russell Dietrich Jr. Park. Stop on down on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
With the state budget due April 1st, many are looking to Governor Kathy Hochul to see where she will land on reforming bail reform and increasing crime in the state. As our Julia Gress reports, though the governor has made it clear that the budget negotiations will not be presented to the public, last week part of her plan regarding bail reform was leaked to the press.
Governor Kathy Hochul has been working on a 10-point public safety plan that looks to overhaul the state's controversial bail law.
I've been taking action to reduce gun violence, try to address the trafficking of illegal guns. We have a task force that's set up. We've been working closely with them. I'm continuing to monitor their activities.
The plan includes set factors to determine bail, like criminal history and history of firearm use and possession, as well as making repeat gun-related, hate crime, and subway offenses bail eligible. It also includes reforms of the discovery and the raised the age statute, while making it easier to prosecute gun trafficking. In an effort to stop crime before it starts, the plan would increase funding for mental health treatment, as well as for pretrial, diversion, and employment programs. Senator George Borrello believes the governor's plan will be dead on arrival and that a grassroots effort by New Yorkers must be taken to repeal the laws.
It looks like we might be missing the latter half of Julia's report. We will continue to follow this and post the full report with Senator Borrello's reaction a little bit later on at WNYNewsNow.com. In the end, the governor did say yesterday that protecting the rights of those accused of committing a crime are among her top priorities too, and that she's going to work hard to try to strike the right balance when it comes to helping legislators draft reform measures. And New York's Attorney General is calling for stronger protections for nursing home workers across the state. Attorney General Letitia James joined union leaders yesterday. She says nursing homes were devastated by the pandemic, claiming the lives of thousands of residents and essential workers who worked throughout the crisis. She highlighted a 2021 report that found that many nursing homes were ill-equipped and ill-prepared to deal with the crisis because of poor staffing levels and a lack of compliance with infection control protocols, which put residents and workers at an increased risk of harm. As a result, she, alongside other advocates, are now renewing their push to implement appropriate staff-to-resident ratios and invest in employee wages and facility operations, too.
It's important that the state legislature, as they negotiate the budget, include in the budget, in the final budget, staffing increases for the men and women who work at these nursing homes, and that they provide them with additional resources so that we can avoid the type of mistakes that happened.
Since March 2020, Attorney General James has been investigating nursing homes throughout New York State based on allegations of patient neglect and other concerning conduct that may have jeopardized the health and safety of residents and employees. New York's top health officials said yesterday that they do not expect to see a big surge in COVID-19 cases in the state as a new subvariant of the virus grows more prevalent around the world. According to State Health Commissioner Mary Bassett, the Omicron variant BA2, commonly known as the stealth Omicron, now represents 42% of all cases in New York. Even with that shift, they don't expect to see a steep surge in cases here. So far, officials say the state is not seeing a steep rate of growth like in the UK and other parts of Europe. New York State averaged around 2,100 new COVID cases per day last week. That is up 32% from the previous week. The state's data doesn't include results from at-home COVID tests, though. The number of patients more seriously ill by COVID-19 has been declining since early January, when nearly 1,300 were hospitalized. That number has fallen to about 900 as of Sunday. And some sad news to report. The Erie Zoo's orangutan Joe has passed away. The iconic 36-year-old orangutan had been ill recently. The zoo veterinarian and animal care teams have kept him and his family behind the scenes as they began monitoring and treating Joe's symptoms. Well, last Thursday, Joe was sedated and underwent a comprehensive exam. That determined that he was experiencing heart failure. He recovered from the procedure and was started on medication, but his symptoms progressed and he passed away on Saturday.
His remains will be studied to help primates in the future, orangutans and other great apes, particularly in relationship to heart disease.
Now, the information gathered from that exam will be shared with the AZA Orangutan Species Survival Plan and the Great Ape Heart Project to further the study of heart disease in those mammals. Coming up, former President Trump continues his defense against New York's Attorney General's probe into his businesses. And later, the latest effort to help the Ukrainian refugees abroad. Our Capitol correspondent on the ground in Poland. But first, when we return, a live look at our weather forecast, so stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor.
Testicular cancer is the leading form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35.
1 in 250 men will be diagnosed with testicular cancer.
But 98% will survive if detected early.
As a survivor, I believe early detection is the key. Learn how to do a testicular self-exam and other important facts about testicular cancer at oneball4tc.com.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
I know what you're thinking. I need a job. I need a new career.
Well, I've been there.
I've been there.
I've been there. I wasn't happy with what I was doing. After high school, I didn't have a plan.
I just wanted to start working. I got laid off twice, but you gotta keep going.
You just need the right skills. Find an apprenticeship.
I found a 2-year IT program.
I found a medical course online.
I'm now a consultant in the tech space.
You have more options than you think. You can do this. You will find something.
You will find something new.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now.
Fast, accurate, and everyday. First Defense Weather.
Well, welcome back, and wanted to start off the weather segment talking about the snow that we've had throughout the winter season, because believe it or not, the seasonal total is 77.2 inches as we run right now. It is the 9th least snowiest winter on record, dating all the way back to 1895 here in the city of Jamestown. So we haven't had as much snow this season as you might have thought we had. And here's another sign that spring is on the way. Where's the ice on Lake Erie? Well, it's compacted way up here. The ice boom sits right about here, so all that ice is compacted up near the ice boom right now, and the ice coverage is only 1.8%. We're rounded off to 2%. So yeah, all that ice is gone, and the good news is everybody will be getting out and enjoying Lake Erie pretty soon, as obviously they take the ice boom out, and that's a sign summer is on the way. But we've got lots of clouds downtown right now. We're at 40 as a noon hour, an east wind of 8, so it's going to be dry through much of the day today. But yeah, temperatures really are not going anywhere but kind of down from here. We do get a little warm up through the week, but as we head into the weekend, it does look like we are going to see surges of cooler air coming in towards at least the second half of the weekend. I do think we're talking 30s for high temperatures on Sunday. Yeesh, yeah. So here's what's going on here. We have a front that stalled south of the region. So this rain is actually going to come our way later in the day. And as we mentioned yesterday, severe weather down across Texas has now moved eastward into Mississippi and portions of the deep south. This is the severe weather outlook. That red area is a level 4 out of 5, a moderate risk for severe weather down across the deep south today. Could be some long track tornadoes down across the deep south, but around here, no tornadoes, but a lot of clouds around for the afternoon hours. There will be a small spot shower later in the afternoon, but the better chance of rain will come this evening. We may even see a few wet snowflakes mixing in across the highest hilltops where you see temperatures that will hover around freezing. Then we'll transition all that to rain showers through the day tomorrow. So we're going to see scattered rain showers through the day on Wednesday. And then that is ultimately going to continue as we go into Thursday. But I do think Thursday will start to shake loose some of the rain showers, so it won't be as widespread or as scattered as it will be tomorrow. 31 to 39 tonight, mostly cloudy with scattered showers developing overnight, and it will turn windy as well. How about the future? Powered by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. So 49 tomorrow. Again, the better chance of rain would be Wednesday, up to almost near 60 on Thursday. Rain showers coming to an end. 45 on Friday with mixed rain showers. 41 and snow showers on Saturday. There could be some accumulation out of that. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled on that. And then we just go back down into a frigid pattern, Justin, as we go into early next week.
Oh boy, someone closed the freezer door, Dakota. I don't know what else to say. Thank you. Well, you mentioned it in your weather segment, but millions of people in the U.S., they're about to endure some stormy weather if they haven't already. A line of powerful storms is moving across our country today. A strong weather system spans from the southern to the northern border. Some states are getting snow and rain or a wintry mix, while others are in the path of severe thunderstorms that have even been causing tornadoes.
That energy shifting off towards the Gulf Coast states now, with the severe weather concern continuing and a significant risk for large damaging tornadoes as well.
Now, as of this morning, Texas and Oklahoma have seen or suspected tornadoes in their area. And former President Donald Trump is trying to get out of a deposition related to the New York Attorney General's investigation into his company. Lawyers for Trump, Ivanka Trump, and Donald Trump Jr. filed an appeal on Monday. They argue that if AG Letitia James wants their testimony, she should bring them before a state grand jury. In that instance, witnesses receive transactional immunity for their testimony. A state judge previously ruled against the Trumps' request in February, saying they could invoke their Fifth Amendment rights and refuse to answer questions. The deposition is part of a civil investigation looking into fraud of the Trump Organization. Trump and his children were ordered to sit for them by March 10th, but the depositions have been delayed until after an appeal is decided. And as the war in Ukraine continues and the amount of refugees fleeing that country into nearby countries like Poland continue to climb, we sent our U.S. Capitol reporter Rachel Knapp to Warsaw, Poland, to see the situation firsthand.
In one Warsaw municipal building, the waiting room is full.
So they have two types of clients here. One are the regular Polish citizens, because this is just like a district office where they can either register their car, they can get their IDs here, or take care of any other business that they have. And the second type of clients are the refugees.
The city office has become a place where Ukrainian refugees get help with obtaining a Polish ID and enroll their kids in school. But on the other side of the building is a makeshift humanitarian site. Polish workers bag groceries, toiletries, baby food, and even have strollers for the Ukrainian refugees. All of these supplies have been donated by the locals, and we're told the donations keep coming in. Officials say they can process about 80 refugees each day at this site, but many more show up and are told to return the next day, or they can come here.
We're outside of Warsaw's main soccer stadium, and as you can see right behind me, there's a long line of Ukrainian refugees, and what they're doing here is they're waiting to get their Polish ID number, which would help them basically get any medical assistance as well as some cash while they're staying here in Poland. Now, we spoke with one woman who's been waiting in line since early this morning.
Natalia is from a southern Ukrainian city. She fled her home on February 24th. She says she was very lucky to escape.
There was helicopters with a red star that landed on the Ukrainian soil. And when she was trying to escape the city, she saw a lot of trucks that were coming in and the army of Russia, and they all were carrying the red flags of Soviet Union. And she said she was horrified to see that.
She told us it took her 7 days to get to Poland. Her friends helped her find an apartment. She's one of many refugees waiting to get registered and receive help until one day when she can return home.
She definitely hopes to go back home once she can, because she dreams about free and democratic country of Ukraine.
Rachel Knapp reporting.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Visit the Northwest Arena on Friday, June 24th, as we celebrate the end of school and say hello to summer. Learn about activities available to youth in the Jamestown area, plus end the night with fireworks at the Tarp Skunks game. Learn more online at ccsolutions716.com.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Welcome back. Deer have been leaping to their deaths in a northwest Pennsylvania town. Residents say the animals plummet off of a bypass. Douglas Braff reports on the efforts now to try to save them. And a warning, images in this story might be disturbing to some viewers.
As you can see in the background, there's 8 deer that have jumped off this bypass recently. Since we lived on the other side of the bypass, we've had 25 deer jump to their death in a populated area. That end of the bypass is probably more dangerous than any other area because that's the only place that it crosses over a populated area.
Bill Boylan and other residents tell me they tried reaching out to PennDOT, but say they did not get the response they were hoping for.
PennDOT apparently doesn't see the wisdom of putting maybe a diversion fence for the deer or maybe some nets to catch all the debris that comes off from the snowplows that plow it over. We've contacted PennDOT on different occasions, also the Game Commission. The Game Commission's been very cooperative.
Without some sort of barrier, Boylan says the deer will most likely continue to jump.
What happens is here, the deer could be very easily diverted if they would put up a fence on the point of this hill. They come down off of here, they get frightened out onto the bypass, they panic, one jumps off, and they all leap off.
Julie Patasak also reached out to the state and regional game commissions. She says they pointed her to PennDOT, but she says she feels this could impact the hunting season in the region.
All of them are doe, and that's, potentially could have been how many more deer populating if they wouldn't have died. They are the mothers to carry the baby deer.
And with the warming weather, she fears the bodies will start to stink.
But they're literally jumping to death, and that, to me, looking at them, it's disturbing.
We talked to PennDOT about the situation, and they tell us they are now looking at it.
We started taking a look at it, trying to really determine where the deer are coming from. How are they ending up on that bridge is really the problem we've got to solve first before we can determine if there's anything we can do or not.
He says PennDOT became aware of the deer only 2 weeks ago, and that they had a conversation with their people a week ago about the issue.
I'd say over the next couple of weeks, we'll try to get an answer together and, or try to get at least an idea of what's going on and what's causing the problem. We understand where they're coming from, and we'll look into it and see if there's something that we can do that involves the roadway that we can make it, safer for the animals and obviously anybody that's a resident in that area. So yeah, we'll definitely take a look at it and see what we can do.
Reporting in Johnsonburg, I'm Douglas Braff.
All right, Douglas, thank you. Certainly thought Jamestown had a deer problem. Not quite there. Well, we thank you for joining us for WNY News Now today. That's going to do it for us. And we got to remind you that there's several ways to stay connected on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn too. Follow us at WNY News Now. We want to hear what you have to say. Plus, when you're on the go, it's so easy to stay in the know with our mobile app. Just search WNY News Now in the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, and right on your television with channel 716 on Roku. We'll leave you with this live shot over Lakewood. Have a great day.